Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo. Today we will play these two tutorials to hopefully get everything we need to get better in our franchise mode. So let's get right into it. There we go.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforest for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Alright, let's go there.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Massoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Orangutans! I like it how they pronounce it in English.
Such a marvelous creature.
Here in Germany,
they're always
it's
a big favorite at any
pretty
zoo they feature in.
bad
And they're also
sounding.
the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera. Aren't they just incredible? When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters. Oh
The
dear! It
bonobos.
looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Wait, what? What do we have to do? I mean, there it's broken, I guess, yeah. Because I wasn't sure
Good.
if
Now
all the
open the
gaps were
animals tab.
just glass. So can we rebuild it? Anyhow, no. So I guess I have to select it. Okay, do I have to destroy it first or? How do I replace it? I actually don't know how to destroy this stuff here. I mean, I'm pressing or clicking it and select it and then press delete, but then it jumps right back to the stuff here.
Good. Now open the Animals tab.
Yes. This one is the escaped one. Where is he? There he is. Damn it. There are no vets, okay. Okay, he's automatically doing it. So I guess with boxed animals they mean also to... No. How can we box them? Okay. Come on.
Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
I thought he already got him. Or not. Bonobo! Okay, they are all boxed. So So the one got boxed anywhere here, right? Was it here? I guess it was right here, wasn't it? So where is my bonobo? Two, 4, 6 bonobos. Two, 4, 6, 7. So where is the last one? Wait, did I miscount it? 2, 4, 6. So how can all 7 be in here? Oh, okay. I'm stupid. There are 2 overlapping. So I don't know. Maybe? Okay, now I got this one checked. I guess I had to complete them in order. One more. Okay, strange.
So while the
Still
vet deals
seems
with
a
our
bit
bonobo
buggy, I
friend,
guess.
let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there. As you can
Maybe
see, the
now I'm
barrier's
able
collapsed.
to
Someone's
replace
taken
it
their eye off
again.
the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand
Yeah, now I
spanking
can
new one.
delete it with right click.
Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top.
Just
That
wasn't
way
the time
bonobos
for
won't be able to
it.
climb out.
When
Just
I
make sure
did
you've
it.
got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that. Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
So how can I change the side? So does that mean from the inside out? Because right and left doesn't make sense, because in this case it's right and in this case it's left. So we could do both, but I'm interested which is the right one. Seems like none of them. Because we don't get the thing checked. No. I wish I could read that here on the top side. Outside placement area, I guess. Why the hell is it like that's that far above the... Okay, so maybe it's just because we can't make these things climb proof. Can we? Okay, no, we can't. But these we can, so... No, we can. Come on.
Nicely done.
Okay, so it was just for that one part.
Those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again.
How can we select a habitat?
Nicely done. And I think it's high time we unbox those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again.
Okay. I mean, I can unbox it from here, but I want to
and
do
then
it
open the animals tab.
The way she says it.
Click on unbox all animals to let them out. I expect some of them are fair bursting for the toilet.
Hire two mechanics.
It turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again. Oh, gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly, and more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it. Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell. So we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research center so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
Is it like this or like this? I guess the door should be there, right? No?
Right. Splendid work. Now that we have a brand
it's better be right.
Research center, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research. Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research. Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and answer, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights. First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Well, is that the right way they should be? Can you place them like that? Okay, I guess. But I thought they should stand like that. Okay, I guess we have to rotate it like that ourselves. Let's keep the snap.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animals to display information about.
Put in
Select
position.
one of the education boards to bring up its information panel. And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much.
Also perfect placement. Even more than this one.
Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said. Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards. Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Ooh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
Click it. Click it. Okay, then not.
Go on, collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel. Next, click on the Terrain tab. Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
That was the key. Meaning this one is still flying in the air. So
oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat. Lovely. Now select the Animals tab. There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering.
yeah, mine too.
So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits we'll be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Let's release our orangutan.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the Animals tab in the Habitat Information panel, and find him in the Animals list. I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
And now he's just killing some visitors in front of our zoo.
Although it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and
that's
more
exactly what I mentioned in the first video, so I probably have to make the paths bigger, because it seems like they also block each other here, like in Planet Coaster.
Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there? Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research centre earlier, then pop it into the gap.
Right, select group 35. Okay.
Perfect. The next thing to do is adopt an exhibit animal to go in there. How about a Gila monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one. When you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off. We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel. Good. Now click on the Layout tab. As I'm sure you know by now, you can unlock more enrichment levels by having one of your vets do some research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit. These are vitally important for keeping our Gila monster happy and comfortable. Click on the Climate tab. Here you can see the Gila monster's desired temperature and humidity. You can change both of these by adjusting the dials below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy. That's the ticket. And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab. You can edit and customize any of the windows on an exhibit. A window can be closed and blank, or have a two-dimensional background, or even a three-dimensional background on it. Why don't you have a play around with the options? There's also an exhibit education board. Pop them down near your exhibit to teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
Let me select it. What was that animal? Okay.
Lovely stuff. Now our guests can learn all about our venomous friend here. Right, now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species in the zoo. You'll probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them. Go on, off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
Okay, so let's see if they get along with any other guy. Okay, so I can't actually share different species. So probably I have to make it with these guys. Zoopedia. Okay, I already got some of them, so it's not a new species. Which one is in here? I don't care if they benefit from it, I just want to get the golden star. Okay. It seems like the easiest option would be, because we only need 3 more. Just in case we get some duplicates. Ten. So I think that we got all the species from these guys. So if we still haven't reached it, we need another habitat. Hello, move! Oh, because we need power. Perfect position. Looks really great there. Okay. Just make a really quick one so we get the star and can continue with the next tutorial. Which animals can we buy? Do we have any bonobos yet? We have no hippos, right? Okay, we actually have. Hippo, lemur, mandrill. This one we haven't. There he comes.
My, you have been busy, haven't you? Splendid.
Okay,
But
so
now
I
that you've
just
adopted
have
all these
to
lovely new
increase
species,
everything
we
now.
need to make sure they're nice and happy. So let's get the average welfare across the zoo nice and high, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Go on, get to it.
How does that work? Okay. Yeah, like this. Beautiful. Look at these rocks on top of the tree. What do you mean, dude? It's exactly... Ah, come on. I guess I have to do this as well. Okay. Why doesn't he get the toy enrichment? Of course, because it's not toys that we placed. Okay. So this guy is happy, more or less, with his beautiful habitat. Welfare. Bonobos. Let me click you.
Lovely job there.
Okay,
You should be
there
proud
we
of
go.
yourself. Not only have you expanded the zoo and kept the animals as happy as Larry, but you didn't bankrupt us in the process. Amazing.
Wow! Well, you've certainly transformed the zoo. I barely recognize it. A wonderful new exhibit, some fascinating new species, and you've done wonders for the animals' welfare by enriching their habitats. Who doesn't love playing with a 3-foot wide soccer ball, huh? I mean, other than professional soccer players. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't easy, though. I expect money was tighter than a possum's pouch. Plowing all those funds back into the welfare of the animals doesn't make running these places a picnic. Although, it does make me feel a little less guilty about how much our gift shops charge. No, as far as I'm concerned, the only reason to run a zoo is to help animal kind. Sadly, it appears some other people have far less noble goals.
Do we have to do anything if they mature? Well, I have no clue and I don't care because we got this. Yeah, we will lose it. That's alright, because we already got the stars.
Whoa! Yeah!
Okay, so like I expected, this one is also a tutorial, so we will do this one as well for today. It's probably the last one, but let's do it.
Pandas.
Pandas!
And they're my daughter's favorite animal. I think it's fair to say that if ever there was an animal which has captured the public's imagination, it's pandas. Oh, well, that's assuming you ignore cats and dogs, obviously. It'll take more than a cute bear to knock them off of the top spot. Oh, but did you know? Thanks to the incredible conservation work that's being done in China and around the world, pandas are no longer endangered. Amazing! That said, they're still considered vulnerable. So, this zoo is extraordinarily lucky and honored to be part of that conservation effort. It really speaks to our reputation, a reputation that you're going to be in charge of maintaining. Along with all the general maintaining, too. I really can't tell you how important the welfare of those pandas is. Oh, wait, I can. It is vitally important. The eyes of the world are on you, my friend. Although, perhaps more pressingly, the eyes of Nancy are on you, too.
All right. Let's
Welcome to China.
get this started.
This is Bernie's brand new Panda Celebration Zoo. So new, in fact, that it's not quite finished. But we'll deal with that later. First, let's take a tour of the zoo.
There she highlights it.
Obviously, the giant pandas are the main attraction for this zoo, and luckily for us, we have one which was born just a few days ago. Let's go and have a look at it. Go on, don't be shy. Select the panda cub. Oh, doesn't it just warm the cockles of your heart? So cute. Did you know that giant pandas, or Ailuropoda merinaluca for being
so
formal,
cute.
are the only entirely herbivorous bears? They can actually eat up to 38 kilos of bamboo a day. Not that surprising, given that they'll spend up to 14 hours a day chomping away. I don't imagine this little fluff ball has that kind of appetite yet, though.
It's so fluffy! Alright,
Oh,
so
no. I
where
just
is
got
the
word
sick
from
one?
Of our keepers that a sable antelope was placed into a habitat without going through quarantine first, and that they're displaying signs of disease. We'll have to move them into quarantine to stop the infection from spreading to the other animals.
Is it this
To
one?
do that, go to the highlighted
I
habitat,
guess.
find the infected animal, and then select them to bring up their information panel. Good. Now click move and then transfer them into quarantine. I've highlighted the quarantine facility in the zoo for you. Oh, phew. That's a relief. Now that we've stopped the infection from spreading any further, we need to build a vet surgery so the antelope can be treated and then returned to his habitat. I've already highlighted where I'd like you to build it, so why don't we head over there? In order to build the vet surgery, click on Facilities, Staff Facilities, and then Vet Surgeries.
Can we also select the group again? Yes, we can.
That's the job. Vet surgeries play a very important role in a zoo, as they're the only places that vets can treat the animals. Once there's room for the antelope, the vet will pick them up from quarantine and bring them to the surgery. Yes, diseases can spread through a habitat quite easily, especially if the water inside it isn't being cleaned regularly. As it happens, I just got a report that one of our water treatment facilities has broken down, and the water in the flamingo and saltwater crocodile habitats has gotten dirty. I've highlighted the water treatment facility for you, so you should go and check it out.
Yes, I check it out.
Click on the water treatment facility to bring up its information panel.
Okay, yeah. I already clicked on it because
Good work.
okay.
Now that the water treatment facility has been repaired, the water will be cleaned up in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You can also use mechanics to repair power facilities, transport rides, bins, benches, signs, and, as you already know, habitat barriers. Now, I'll be honest, I'm still a little worried about that disease scare we had, so I think we should do some research into it. Doing research into a disease can help prevent future outbreaks of it. And even if we do have an outbreak, it'll make the disease much less potent. I'd like you to start some research into bordetellosis. Disease research can be found in vet research, so head over to your research centre and get one of the vets researching it. Lovely job. Once that research is complete, I expect we'll send that disease packing in no time.
Fast.
Whew! That was a close-run thing with those antelopes. I dread to think what might have happened if you hadn't got them into quarantine as quickly as you did. Fast thinking there. We had a horrible outbreak of viral gastroenteritis here at Goodwin House. Although, luckily, that was just limited to me and my wife.
Interesting.
Now that we've got all our urgent tasks in hand, we can start to focus on the guests and improving their time in the park. You see, you can also do research into new and improved guest facilities, transport rides, as well as new types of barrier and other things via the workshop. I've highlighted the workshop for you, so head over there, select it, and then click on View Workshop. And finally, assign a mechanic to research souvenir shops by dragging and dropping them onto it. I can't wait to see what they come up with. Great stuff. That research will take a little while, so let's have a look at something else in the meantime. Because we've had some good news. It turns out that we're allowed to adopt more giant pandas. The authorities have given us 3 females to help with our breeding program. Even so, I'm sure you know how notoriously difficult it is to get pandas to breed, so we'll have to be patient. Our current giant panda habitat is full to the brim, but luckily we've already got another habitat ready to go. But before we move our new pandas in, they'll need to go through quarantine. Of course, we can't do that until we've accepted them. So open up animal trading and go into the animal reward section.
Okay, select them all.
Finally, we can send them from animal storage to quarantine. To do that, just select them in animal storage, then click Send to Zoo, and then click on the quarantine facility in the zoo. Don't worry, I've highlighted it for you so you can find it easily.
Come on, come on.
While we wait for them to clear quarantine, you should set up their new habitat so they feel at home in there. I'll also need you to bring over one of the male pandas from our other habitat, because without him, we're not going to have much of a breeding program, are we? So go on, move him over and get everything set up for your pandas.
Wait, what? So you have to move a male from here to the other side, I guess. Female. This one is a male. There he's coming. Plants welfare. I wish you could like double click them to select them all. But it seems like this doesn't work. Oh, that's not really what I want. Let's get some big ones.
Good news. our new female pandas have been given a clean bill of health. You'd best move them into the new habitat so they can settle in. And I hope you've made their habitat as comfy as possible, because animals will only breed if they're happy. Oh, bless. I think they'll be really happy in there. Fingers crossed we'll see some lovely new cubs sooner rather than later. Right. While they're being delivered, we'd better get on with something else. Oh, dear me. There's never any time to rest when you're running a zoo, is there? Well, unless you hit the pause button. Okay, I think it's time I taught you all about work zones. I know. They don't sound as interesting as the animals, but trust me, they're ever so useful. You see, work zones are a way of making sure that your staff concentrate on specific habitats or tasks within the zoo, so they aren't wandering off elsewhere when it's time to feed the animals or the like. So let's start by creating a new work zone, and then assigning a keeper to it so that they know to look after the new pandas. To do that, go into the zoo section, then click on Staff, and then Work Zones. Then, click on your new keeper to bring up their information panel and go to their Employment tab. At the bottom, you can assign them to your new work zone from the drop-down menu.
Got it. Okay, yeah, it's similar to Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster.
Pandas. Oh, and just so you know, all types of staff can be assigned work zones.
I was just randomly guessing that all the stuff had to be anywhere there.
You might find it faster to assign them from the Work Zones tab in the Staff section of Zoo Management. That'll save you having to chase around selecting your staff one by one. Oh, it sounds like the brand research has been completed. You should collect your rewards, and you can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into mechanic research. Now that we've got our lovely new Just a Memento shop designed, you should build one of them near the zoo's exit. That way the guests won't miss it on their way out, and we won't miss out on their money. Oh, that's ever so wonderful, that is. Anyway, I'm just off the road, but I'm sure I'll
Silver
have some more jobs
Star.
to look at shortly.
Okay, so just one is left over here.
Oh, those pandas look just adorable. I can see why people keep foolishly forgetting that they're wild bears. And good work on that new gift shop branding. Just a memento. Very clever. Much better than our old overpriced gifts branding. I'm all for truth in advertising, but it was perhaps a little on the nose.
Back as promised. Right, I'd like you to increase the number of different species in the zoo. Now, you can find out what species are already in your zoo by going into the zoo section and then into the animals area. And if you're wondering how you're going to fit them all in, then mixed species habitats are a great way to save space and create interesting habitats. Just make sure to check the Zoopedia to find out which species enjoy living together. E.g., don't mix lions with antelopes.
Okay, so we need 3 more species again. And then... Okay, so let's see if we have all the exhibits. Okay, this time we have a lot. Hopefully we don't have all of them already. So we have the scorpion, the snail, the poison frog. Okay, so we do not have the boa constrictor yet. So we can place them over here. There we already have them powered up. Okay. So I don't think we had this one either. Yes, that's a new one. Okay. We also had no spiders, right? Oops.
I'm sure you know by now how to make your animals happy. So you'd best get that sorted before the inspector gets here. Sorry, did I not mention there was an inspector coming? Oh dear.
Let's get another wet so we can research the spider as well. Okay, you actually can't even pay them more. Yeah. Yeah, hello, hi. Why did you even walk in there, stupid people? Yeah. Humans, always the same problem. Yeah, get out now. Come on. What is this? Okay. We got another achievement, and I have no clue for what. For unboxing an animal. Okay. Yeah, let's fast forward. Maybe we will research then faster as well. At least it would make sense. And another achievement.
Looks like you've got everything humming away nicely. Well done. Oh, well, it seems that with our new pandas and other species, we've attracted lots and lots of new guests. Let's work on making sure those guests are kept happy. That means making sure they have great views of the animals, lots of places to buy food and drink, and, well, lots of places to get rid of food and drink. Toilets. You should think carefully about where to put your guest facilities, though. For instance, don't put all of the food shops in the same place. Just look at how the guests are distributed around the park and put your facilities where they'll be needed the most. As long as you remember to pay attention to what the guests are thinking, you'll soon have a handle on what everyone wants.
Okay, yeah, no clue. Okay, so there we know this is a habitat, we can't place anything there. Here we have some more space. So the information center didn't count. Let's make another one then.
Oh, sounds like the inspector's almost here. Now, I fully expect you to pass with flying colours. Anything less, and I might have to organise a little job exchange scheme for you with whoever's mucking out the pandas.
Wait. So yeah, this is this habitat, but this habitat is already good, right? Yeah, maybe some more enrichment, I guess. But not sure if this does account to the inspector. Okay, this one will be probably the last one. Which one is this? This here, maybe? No. It must be called New Habitat, right? So where is it then? They are all not called like that. Okay. I have no clue which one this is. But it seems like I always get 4 and we only need 2.5. So that's fine, I guess. Still would love to know exactly. I mean, they should highlight it. I guess that it's this one, but maybe if we go closer. Yeah, this works. So it is actually this one. Okay. Yeah, so now he should go to this one or this one, and I guess we get 5 stars for both of them. Maybe. Make it faster. Yeah, nice. So this one should also give us 5 stars. I mean, it's great to see which one he will inspect, because as soon he's arriving, you can pause the game and fix everything he wants to see, and then continue. Okay, you know, here we go.
I really can't believe just how much you've come on during our time together. It goes to show, Bernie's got a keen eye for talent. Oh, and speaking of Bernie, he's not finished with you yet. He's got a new job for you in Canada. I get the feeling that you'd best pack a warm coat. Oh, listen, it's been wonderful getting to know you, and I'm sure we'll meet again. But in the meantime, good luck.
Thank you. So does Bernie want to say anything?
On the
Yes,
faces
he
of
wants.
all of the guests. And that's a real testament to the hard work you've put into this place. And if anything, I hear the animals look even happier. Although, in all honesty, it's hard to tell with the pandas. They're so enigmatic. I'm told that Lin-Lin's quite the character, though. Oh, she's really been a hit with the visitors. You could even say the business is bam-booming. And, fingers crossed, we might even be able to feature pandas at some of my other zoos, now that you've shown everyone we know how to cater for their welfare. I shouldn't be surprised, though. After all, you've become a very capable trainee zoo manager. I suspect there isn't a single task I could throw at you which you wouldn't handle with aplomb. That said, I think the next one's gonna be a bit of a curveball.
Okay, guys, so that's it for today. We completed all the tutorials. Tomorrow we will look back into the franchise mode and try to help the community challenge to breed some of the lions or whatever it was. And yeah, I hope that you had fun. I hope that you also have the game and can play it yourself. Then I wish you good luck and fun. Otherwise, I wish you a great day, and we will see us tomorrow. Bye, guys.